Okay, I'm going to do some more of these practice problems from set 3. Let's see. I will do these 3, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so here we have one premise, not P or Q, and we want to get the conclusion if P then Q. So the conclusion is going to be a conditional. We don't have a conditional in our premise, obviously. So we're going to need to use the conditional introduction rule. And I'm going to start by making an assumption. Okay, so now I have P to work with. Of course, I made P my assumption because that's the antecedent of the conditional that I want. And now that I have P here and not P or Q here, I know that I can get Q, except that I can't use the disjunction elimination rule straight away because this is not P and this is P. And I need to have on a line by itself not P with one more not in front of it. So I really need to have not P. But that's easy enough to get with the double negation rule. So not P, dn, line 2. So I just took P and changed it to not P. Doesn't change anything about the meaning of what I have here on line 2. But now I can use the wedge elim, disjunction elimination rule, to get Q on a line by itself. Wedge elim, lines 1 and 3. Okay, so again, not P or Q. And here on line 3, I have 1/2 of the disjunction, the not P, with one more not in front of it. So that means that I can put the other half of the disjunction on a line by itself. Okay, so again, what I'm after, P arrow Q. So P was my assumption. I've worked this subproof until I've gotten to Q, the consequent of my conditional. So now here on line 5, against the main line of my proof, I can put P arrow Q, arrow intro, 2 through 4. Okay, I have this premise, not C or B and D, and I want C arrow D. Okay, so this is going to be pretty similar to the proof I just did. It's just going to be, I think, one extra step. So I need a conditional. So I'm going to start by creating a subproof. My assumption is going to be C. Okay, so just like I did in the last one, I can see here, I got not C here and C here, so the idea behind disjunction elimination is here. I have that is present, but I need to have not C so that I can use the disjunction elimination on line 1. Okay, so not C or B and D. Here I've got not C, so on line 4 I can put B and D, wedge elim, 1 and 3. Okay, I want the last line of my subproof to be D, because that's the consequent of the conditional, so I'm going to get D from line 4 using conjunction elimination, and then on line 6, back against the main line of the proof, I can put C arrow D, and that's going to be 2 through 5. Okay, the premise is P, and the conclusion is Q arrow P. All right, so this is kind of a popular exercise for intro logic courses. There's obviously, all we have is a P in our premises, but we can get Q arrow P again by using arrow introduction, and just, we can make any assumption we want. So we'll do that. Okay, now on line 3, actually I don't know if I've shown you this yet, but you can use the reiteration rule, which lets me just, a rule we'll use more going forward. In any case, that's a rule that just lets us reiterate, that is, repeat, anything that's on an earlier line that's not in a closed subproof. So I can just reiterate what I have there on line, that is, repeat what I have here on line 1. That gets me P here on line 3. And of course, that's the consequent of my conditional, so I'm done. Here on line 4, I can put Q arrow P, arrow intro, and that's just going to be 2 through 3. All right, there we go.